What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to your video. Today, I'm doing race 6 of the 2025 IAA And Ritchie Bros 250. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This weekend, the NASCAR Xfinity Series has the Martinsville Speedway, the half-mile paperclip short track that can create a lot of chaos like we saw earlier in the spring, where we saw a lot of chaos and a lot of cars, but it also can put on some really good short track racing from time to time as well. The last time ran at Martinsville Speedway, we saw a lot of chaos and a lot of carnage that happened, and Austin was able to make the last lap pass and pick up the victory. He's back this time around trying to pick up his 5th Xfinity Series win of 2025 and go back-to-back this weekend at Martinsville. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. But before we go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for this weekend currently at the moment is actually looking pretty promising. It's going to be 62 degrees high with 35 degrees as low with a 10% chance of rain with partly sunny skies. And once the rain begins, which will be late in the afternoon going into evening, it is actually going to cool off into the low 50s, even the upper 40s by the end of the night, which will make track conditions very tough and could be very interesting race that plays out. I think weather will be a major factor to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the playoff standings as we head into the final race of the round of 8 to determine who will make the championship 4. So both Connor Zolch and Justin Allgaier, both of them having strong regular seasons and both being really good for the first few races of the round of 8. They're both locked into the championship 4. You have Jesse Love's up by 40 and you have Carson Quaffles up by 11. Meanwhile, you have Sammy Smith, who is down by 11. You have Brandon Jones, who is down by 20. You have Sam Mayer's down by 22. And Sheldon Creed is down by 41. Brandon Jones, Sam Mayer are pretty much in must-win situations at this point, more than likely, as Sheldon Creed goes in a must-win situation. It should be very interesting because a lot of these guys are really good at a track like Martinsville. So now, finally, let's go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks usually work. I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle. I don't think will have the pace and speed or aren't that great at this type of track. I do 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers who desperately need to get a run who I think will have a good run this weekend in unfun equipment or really good at this type of track. And I do my winner's pick. Driver thinks going to win the race overall, and I have the drivers I need to watch out for, and usually for the Xfinity Series and the Craftsman Truck Series, I have 4 drivers I need to watch out for, along with the race winner. So now, let's jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the IAA And Ritchie Bros 250? My first suck pick for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 99 car for Viking Motorsports, Connor Mosack. Connor Mosack is making his second of 3 scheduled starts with the Viking Motorsports team to close out the year. And let's be real and honest, Connor Mosack is not the best short track racer in the field. If I remember correctly, in the spring for the Truck Series and also last year in the Truck Series races here, he caused a lot of chaos and a lot of carnage. And the Viking Motorsports team, they're not the fastest organization out there. So because of that, I think it's going to be a little bit of struggle for Connor Mosack this weekend. I don't think Connor's going to have the pace and speed to be a factor or a contender in any way, shape, or form. I think he struggles, runs outside the top 20 most likely, going to have a hard time having a chance to run well. I think he's unfortunately going to struggle this weekend at Martinsville. My second suck pick for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver to 10 car for Kaulig Racing, Daniel Dye. Early in the season, Daniel Dye had a ton of pace and a lot of really good speed. However, in the second half of this year, Daniel Dye has really struggled. This 10 team really has not had the pace and speed to be a factor any way, shape, or form. He's right outside the top 10, top 15 quite a few weeks. Yes, he did have a pretty good run going in Talladega before getting caught up in a crash, but I don't trust Daniel Dye. I don't think the 10 car is going to have a lot of strong pace to get 10, plus Kaulig may not even exist in the Xfinity Series or O'Reilly Auto Parts Series next year. I think it's going to be a struggle for Daniel Dye. I sadly think he'll not run very well this weekend at Martinsville. And now we're going ahead and jump on the underdog picks for the 2025 IAA And Ritchie Bros 250. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver to 11 car for Kaulig Racing, Brendan Queen. Brendan Queen is making another start in the NASCAR Xfinity Series as a close out the season in the number 11 car for Kaulig Racing. Brendan is a fantastic short track racer. The reason I don't have him as one to watch is because Kaulig Racing's Xfinity Series program has not been very strong. But if anyone can take a car like this up to the front to have a really good run, it's Brendan. Plus, Brendan is going to have a pretty big advantage considering he'll be running the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race for Spire Motorsports the previous night on Friday. I think Brendan's going to have a really solid chance for a really good run. I think this 11 car will contend for a top 10, maybe have an outside chance of scoring a top 5 this weekend. I think there'll be some good speed from the 11. I think it'll be a strong run for Brendan this weekend at Martinsville. My second underdog pick for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 25 car for AM Racing, Harrison Burton. Harrison Burton has had a lot of speed in 2025, and at Bristol, a track while it's not exactly similar, it is a short track. Harrison was really fast at Bristol. He had top 5 and top 10 speed throughout the night. I believe he scored a top 10 finish in that race. Had one of the most impressive races we've seen from the AM Racing organization. And Harrison's also had experience. I believe he's a previous winner in Martinsville, I believe back in 2020. So because I think Harrison Burton will have a pretty good run this weekend, I think the number 25 team will show some good pace and speed. I think it's going to be a pretty strong, and I think it'll be a pretty good run for Harrison Burton this weekend at Martinsville. And now we're going to go ahead and jump on to the winner's pick for the 2025 IAA And Ritchie Bros 250. Who am I picking to win? The driver who I'm picking to win this weekend at Martinsville Speedway is an absolute no-brainer. This driver's had the most dominant season and maybe one of the most dominant we've seen in recent Xfinity Series history with 10 wins so far this year. Unfortunately, his top 5 streak came to an end, but I think he's going to begin his top 5 streak and race winning streak once again as I'm picking the driver of the 88 car for Junior Motorsports, Connor Zilch, to pick up his 11th win of 2025 and his 12th career NASCAR Xfinity Series victory. I think Connor Zilch is going to get it done. He had the dominant car in the spring earlier this year before all the chaos ensued. People forget that because of all the chaos that was going on. But I think the 88 car was the strongest car in the field. Had it not been for all the chaos in the event, I think Connor Zilch goes to victory lane at Martinsville. I think he's going to have a fast car this weekend. The Junior Motorsports cars historically have been phenomenal and really good at this track. Because of that, I think Connor Zilch is going to be very fun to watch. I think he's going to have the car to beat. And I think Connor Zilch will go to victory lane and pick up the win this weekend at Martinsville. And now we're going ahead and jump on to the drivers you need to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville. Who should you have your eyes out on? The first driver you need to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Eric Almirola. Eric Almirola comes in as a defending winner of the fall race and has won 2 of the last 3 Martinsville races that have happened, including the last 2 races in 2024. I think Eric has a ton of momentum, also coming off a very strong run at Talladega, but unfortunately got caught up in a crash for one of Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and Eric's looking for his 4th win of the year. I think Eric is going to have a really fast car. I think Joe Gibbs Racing is going to bring a ton of speed since Eric's looking to win the Owners' Championship, try to shut some other drivers out for competing in that. I think Eric will have a strong run for sure this weekend at Martinsville. The second driver we need to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver to 7 car for Junior Motorsports, Justin Allgaier. This is a really good track historically for Justin Allgaier. I believe Allgaier may have 1 or even 2 wins at this track. He, of course, won the chaotic ending when RCR took each other out in 2023. And Justin Allgaier's had a ton of speed in the round of 8 so far. I think he's going to have a really good chance to compete for the victory. The Junior Motorsports cars, like I mentioned before, they're always really good at Martinsville. I think it's going to be a really strong run for Justin. I think this car will have some good pace and speed. I think it'll be a pretty solid and strong run for Justin Allgaier at the track this weekend at Martinsville. The third driver we need to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 1 car for Junior Motorsports, Carson Quaffle. Carson Quaffle is the only Junior Motorsports driver to not pick up a victory so far this year, but he's been really good at tracks like Martinsville across this country. He's been a really good late model driver, and Carson Quaffle, of course, was very fast here last week, as I believe finished in the runner-up position or inside the top 5, behind guys like Eric Almirola in the event. He had one of the strongest cars in the field. I think he will have a very fast car this time around. I don't think he gets caught up in an incident or crash. I think Carson will have a good chance and opportunity to go to victory lane and maybe pick up the win. I think he's got a chance to potentially get that first career Xfinity Series win in victory this weekend at Martinsville. And my 4th and final driver to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 8 car for Junior Motorsports, Sammy Swift. Sammy Swift, yes, did cause a lot of carnage earlier this year as he dumped Taylor Gray for the win. But the reason it was up front at Martinsville in that race is because Sammy Swift is really good at Martinsville. He, of course, has been very fast there in the past. He's never won there, I believe, before, but he had a fast car in 2022, had one of the stronger cars in the field when he drove for JGR, was really good in 2023 in both races, showed really good speed in 2024 in both races. I think because of Junior Motorsports speed and how good Sammy Swift's been at this track, I think Sammy Swift is going to have a pretty fast car. I think the JRM cars will show some good pace and speed. I think I'll have a good chance and pretty good opportunity to potentially get that second win of the year. It looked like he's winning the championship for. I think he's got a solid shot to do that this weekend at Martinsville. So, those are my race 6 for the 2025 IAA And Ritchie Bros 250 at Martinsville. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Connor Mosek, Daniel Dye. My underdog picks are Brendan Queen, Harrison Burton. My winner's pick is Connor Zilch. And the ones to watch out for, Eric Almirola, Justin Allgaier, Carson Quaffle, and Sammy Smith. Those are my race picks. So that is going to be it for the Race 6 video for the 2025 IAA and Ritchie Bros 250. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go some more of that and combo your picks for this weekend in Martinsville. Who are your picks? Let me know your suck picks, your underdog picks, your winners pick, and let me know the drivers you're watching now for this weekend in Martinsville. Let me know your picks in the comments below. If any other major news breaks later today, we'll discuss it live on the channel. We'll probably get some settlement news, among other things, and some other stuff with 2311. Tomorrow, we're going to have a NASCAR news video. We've got a lot of silly scene stuff to go over. We're on some smaller stuff, a Daytona 500 moving around and stuff. We're also going to have the Truck Series race review from Martinsville as well. Then, of course, tomorrow and then Saturday, we'll have the Xfinity Series reactions to the race and Cup reactions to qualifying. Then Sunday, we'll have the starting lineup video for the Cup race for the Xfinity 500 and the race review, maybe a Shane Van Gisbergen video. Then Monday, we should have a NASCAR news video along with predicting who will win the championship in the Truck Series on Monday. Tuesday, we'll have something special dropping, probably have the truck race picks along with, of course, the championship picks for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And then Wednesday, we'll be doing the same thing over and over again. We got content coming on people like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Frankie Muniz, Cletus Varn, Dodge Ram, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Ryan Preece, Brad Keselowski, Daniel Suarez, among other things like Junior Motorsports and Will Brown, Brian Finney, Cam Waters too. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode. I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content, other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.